If you've been trying to shop your way out of having nothing to wear and it's not working, then you need to try this instead. Hi, I'm Leonie and welcome to my channel. Now, the exciting news is there is a new wave of minimalism that is not only far more achievable, but it also has lots of benefits on your own personal style. And in my opinion, it is the easiest way to get out of that rut of having lots of clothes and nothing to wear. And is this new minimalism for you? Well, the reality is if you want to refine your personal style, feel more comfortable in the clothes that you wear, limit overconsumption and having too many clothes and not enough options, then this is definitely for you. So if you'd like to up your style game and just in general make life easier, then just keep watching. Now you're probably wondering, what does a new minimalist wardrobe actually look like? And the reality is it's going to look different for everyone. So you can have a new minimalist wardrobe with a bare 18 pieces, or some people like me will have 100 pieces or more. The key is that every piece you own, you wear, you feel great in, and you love. And that's the essence. It's all about creating a more thoughtful, sustainable, and intentional way of dressing that truly values quality and simplicity over excess. Now it's time to get started, and like anything, it's not always easy to get started, but you really do need to lock in. And we need to get started by decluttering. And I know that that's a bad word for a lot of you because it is kind of scary, the thought of going through your clothes item by item and having to discard some of those pieces can be quite emotional. We do have an emotional attachment to clothes. We've spent money, time. We may actually even like those pieces, but if they're not working for us and they're not a piece that we reach for regularly, they don't deserve to be there. So this part of the process is very much trying to weed out what is going to work and work really well for us. So what I do suggest to start with is take everything out of your closet, take all of the pieces and only hang back pieces that fit you well, that you enjoy wearing, and most importantly, that you wear regularly. It's as simple as that. And some of you may find that you only have a few pieces hanging in your wardrobe, and that's fine for now, but you really do need to have a pile for the haves and the have-nots. The pieces that you wear regularly, you love, you feel great in, they deserve to be in your closet for now. The other pieces, just put them aside. We may dip into them a little later and down the track, but you need to create those two separate piles. And if you find yourself kind of coming up against a brick wall when it comes to pieces and you can't decide, then generally, if they're a maybe, they're usually a no. So put them aside for now. And at this point, I'd just like to say a very big thank you to the team at Squarespace for sponsoring this portion of today's episode. Now, you guys know that I have a Squarespace blog. I also created a shoppable summer style guide, which you all seem to love. And let me know in the comments below if you would like me to create another one for fall winter, because I would love doing that. But Squarespace is, in my opinion, the easiest way to build any sort of online presence. Who knows, you may even want to create your own website so that you can start documenting some of your new outfits. It could be really good for that. But if you have products that you want to sell, or as I said, if you want to build any sort of online presence, Squarespace is the easiest way to do it. They have some amazing templates, so you can go looking through the templates and find the look and feel of your website, so you're not actually starting anything from scratch. Of course, everything can also be customized, so nothing's set in stone if you want to make some changes. Squarespace has also introduced some very cool new AI features that have just complemented what they already do. And I've said it before, but there is nothing a Squarespace website cannot do. And I'm thrilled to offer you a special discount today to save 10% off your first website or domain with Squarespace. Now you want to get onto this, and the way I suggest you do that is to just whip on over to squarespace.com, take advantage of their free trial, and then when you are ready to push play, simply use my unique URL, which is squarespace.com/The Style Insider, and my code, which is The Style Insider, and that will qualify you for your 10% discount. So if you or someone you know needs to get online this year, then I can hand on heart recommend Squarespace as the easiest and most cost-effective way to do it. And next up, it's really important to get some inspiration. So whether you whip on over to Pinterest, or you look online, or you go to some of your favorite fashion websites and just kind of scroll through and see some of the styles that are on offer for the season, try and build up a picture of what you would like your style to look like. And then it's about making sure that the pieces that are there hanging in your wardrobe actually marry up to what you would like your style to be. I think a lot of us sort of get trapped up at this stage because we feel like we need to almost have it all sorted out, but we don't have to. Think about your personal style and your outfits as something that can evolve. You don't have to have it all worked out from the get-go, but what you do have to do is make sure that you don't have anything hanging in your wardrobe that isn't a hell yes, a piece that you love and wear often. That's kind of a not negotiable or a non-negotiable at this point. But while you are going through this process, it does really help to have a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of guidance in the background in terms of what pieces work and what don't. Because of course you're going to have the pieces that do fit you and you have been relying on, but if they don't make you feel great, they don't deserve to be there either. So think about a few of those questions. Ask yourself whether each piece meets those criteria, and try and be locked in and pretty strict with yourself at this point in time. You're not discarding the pieces that aren't hanging up again. You're just putting them aside to potentially look at bringing them in if you can make them work. I think that's an important part of it. You need to take the emotion out of this stage and take that heartache away. It's really difficult discarding clothes and saying goodbye to them, giving them away, donating them, whatever. So take the emotion out at this stage. It's a really important part of the process. So the next stage of the process is trying to work out what you've actually got, what you've got hanging in your closet, whether there are any gaps, how you're going to, I suppose, make sense of what you've got there, and fine-tuning your personal style and really drilling down into what that looks like is a big part in curating your minimalist wardrobe, or your new minimalist wardrobe, I should say. And often this is a stage in the process where you do find yourself at a bit of a roadblock because you just almost don't know where to start. You need to move things in a certain direction and you want to create a particular look, but often something gets in the way. And generally what I find when I style real women and go into their homes, often what gets in the way is up here. We don't give ourselves permission, we don't allow ourselves to dress or be a certain way. For whatever reason, we've conditioned ourselves to think that we don't have the body that allows us to do that, or we don't have the lifestyle or the money or the means or whatever it is. It's our own limiting beliefs that kind of get in the way at this stage. So it's really important, and it's not easy, to try and not limit yourself, to try and be as free and open to this new you as you possibly can. And it might be worthwhile at this point kind of looking at the pieces that are hanging in your closet and writing down a few words to describe them, and then sitting back and thinking, do those words describe the style that you would like to present to the world? It's really important at this point not to overcomplicate the process, because it can be time consuming and you can get bogged down sort of sweating every single piece. But try not to overcomplicate the process. Try and be kind of swift in some of the decisions that you make. And also, I've talked in a recent video about a lot of us having pieces in our wardrobe that reflect our fantasy self. So the persona that we think we would like to present to the world, but we perhaps haven't been quite brave enough at this point to do so. Maybe now is the time to do that. Now is the time for you to decide Do those fantasy self pieces actually work for you? Is this what you need to be stepping into? Do they represent the version of you that you would truly like to present to the world, and the version of you that will work for you? It also has to work for your lifestyle. So keep that in mind. Ask yourself some of these tough and often emotional questions. And that's what I really like about this whole new minimalism. It's kind of giving you the permission and almost the freedom to step into this new version of yourself. Now, next up, it's really important to hone in on what colours work for us as well. And you may have seen that there's a real return to getting our colours done and understanding which colours work best for us. There's apps that I've seen, there's lots of colour consultants that are certainly hitting social media. So there is a real return to getting your colours done. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go that far, but I do think it's really important to try and work out which colours work best for you. And also at this point, not limit yourself to the colours that you've always been wearing. Maybe take a look at what colours are in fashion, like for instance, burgundy is a big colour that is in fashion this season. Does it work for you? Hold up some colours to your face. Try and explore some new colour options. When it comes to fashion, it's all too easy to get caught in a little bit of a style rut, and we often rely on the same styles but also the same colours that we wear. And opening ourselves up to new possibilities can really open ourselves up to new beginnings when it comes to creating outfits and just a new sense of style. So whether you decide to download an app to help you with your colours, or engage in a colour consultant, or even if you just go into store and try on some different colours, it's well worthwhile coming to grips with colours that really bring out the best in you and really play up your skin tone and make you look and feel great. And next up, it's really important to look at what style and what silhouette of clothing works best for you. Are you someone that feels better when you're wearing loose, drapey, oversized pieces? Do you like more structured pieces with sort of more of a tailored silhouette? What do you feel you're best in? And equally, what serves you best in terms of your lifestyle? If you're, for instance, a stay-at-home mum and you love wearing blazers, then potentially there's a better option for you, because being at home with little children isn't necessarily conducive to wearing structured clothing or structured blazers. So this is a question that we really need to look at. Look at the clothes that are hanging in your closet, and do they reflect the essence of your lifestyle? Do they work for your day-to-day needs? And the key here is to trust your instincts. I think a lot of us have been confused when it comes to fashion and even overwhelmed. But I think our instincts really do serve us well, and we've almost lost touch and forgotten how to trust our instincts. You know you better than anyone else. So trust your instincts when you're looking at your clothes, and just simply ask yourself, do they work for you? Do you feel comfortable getting up in the morning, putting them on, and are they going to make you feel great all day? That's as simple as it is. They need to make you feel great, and they need to help you show up in the way that is going to work for you. So the next step in this is taking stock of all of those pieces you own. So what I generally do at this stage is try and put together a number of base outfits, and these are your outfit without any layering, and then play around and see if you own enough pieces to dress that outfit up or pare it back and wear it a little bit more casually. That's the key here. It's making sure you have enough of those base sort of foundation pieces to create a simple outfit that you can mix up and change to suit your needs. At this point, you might need to go back to your inspo pics and get re-inspired and sort of reignite your passion for some of the outfits that you're trying to create. You may even need to go back to some of those pieces that you originally discarded, because now's a good time to possibly work some of those pieces back in. You may have discarded a jacket or a cardi or a piece that would easily help to dress up or make a base outfit look a little bit more casual. And don't forget things like sweaters and sweatshirts for adding a bit of color, whether you tie them around your waist or tie them around your neck. Think about how you can use some of those initial pieces to bring them back in and just create some different looks from those base outfits. But at this point, it's all about making sure that you do have those base outfits that you can change up. That's the key here. And ultimately, a minimalist wardrobe doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be monotone. It can be completely colorful and reflect your personality. It just means having pieces that can be mixed and matched together, that have real versatility and can be worn regularly. That's all we're trying to achieve here. And if anything is hanging in your wardrobe that doesn't meet that criteria, then it doesn't deserve to be there, because it's those extra pieces that just causes overwhelm and confusion when it comes to putting together outfits. But I think the important thing also at this stage is just to be mindful about the pieces that you bring back in. You don't want to fall into the trap of being back at square one. You want to really think about the pieces that you bring back in. And that's the whole essence of this new minimalism. It's being more mindful and conscious of every purchase you make and how that's actually going to work with the other items that you already own. I also think it's sometimes helpful to set yourself a challenge. Don't be too fast to bring pieces back. Try and live with the pieces that are hanging there in your wardrobe. What does tend to happen is it forces you to be more creative. Less is often more, and that, as I said, just cuts out that overwhelm and cuts out that clutter. So try and survive and create outfits with less, and bring pieces back in only when you're really struggling or you need that final piece of the puzzle to create an outfit. And the next part of this, and this one may be the most challenging for some of you, but it's really important to play dress-ups and have fun in our wardrobes. And we often forget that this is something that's really important. We plan for holidays, we put prep work into the meals that we cook. There's always a bit of prior planning and a little bit of legwork that goes into most things we do in life. But for some reason, when it comes to our clothing and fashion, we seem to think that we can shop and buy a multitude of pieces, hang them in our wardrobe, and then roll out of bed in the morning and just throw something on and it's all going to work without putting any legwork in and without any sort of prior planning, or what I like to call playing. And it's all too easy to think that fashion stylists or designers have got it all worked out, but actually they haven't. All they do is they play, and you've probably seen other fashion YouTubers. Someone who springs to mind here is Karen Britchick, who will stand in front of the mirror and try on lots of different tops and jackets and purses, and essentially what she's doing is playing and seeing what kind of works and what she's sort of feeling. And I think that's part of the puzzle that's often missing for many of us. We expect that we can just get dressed in the morning and walk out the door looking and feeling fabulous, but we're not playing. We're not kind of going through that process of creating something that looks great. So try and put a little bit of time aside at this point to play. And also, when you are playing, you may go back to some of those pieces that you took out of your closet initially. And that's how you can reincorporate some of those pieces back into your looks. And when it comes to fashion trends, you don't have to give up on fashion trends altogether. In fact, I think fashion trends are really valuable. They are a bit of a guiding light just in terms of what's happening in fashion and what you can expect to see in your local stores. But equally, once you have pared back your wardrobe and you've got more of a new minimalist take to your clothes, it's much easier to be more objective about fashion trends and know really quickly if something is going to work for you. It becomes easier to identify some of the trends that will make you look and feel great, and also equally identify some of the trends that are not going to work for you. And I think when it comes to fashion trends, we often sort of look at things and go, oh, I like that, therefore I'll buy it. But because we haven't done that spade work, we haven't really put together a working, minimalist style wardrobe, we buy those fashion trends and they sit in our wardrobe and they're not being worn. So certainly when we get to this point where we have decluttered, we've really come to grips with our personal style and where we want that to be or where we're trying to move that towards, we've played with our base outfits and those foundation outfits, so we've got some good building blocks to create outfits from. Then is the time that we can really think about some of the new trends and how we can perhaps give some of those base outfits a little bit more of a modern look and feel and just give them a more fashion forward sense. So I suppose I'm trying to say that fashion trends are still important and they still have a place, and if you love following the trends and discovering new things to wear, then that's great. That doesn't have to end. But I hope by now you've got a sense of what new minimalism is, how it looks, and how it can potentially benefit you in your personal style. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and let me know if you'd like more of a step-by-step hand-holding, as I would love to create a video that would give you a little more detail. I feel like I've run out of time on this one, but I can always create another more detailed video to help you out, so please let me know. Anyway, that is it for me today. I do hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, I'd love you to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more, and good luck with redesigning your personal style.